Episode 27, The Last Shadow. July 1994. Late July carries heavy news across Estonia. In Moscow, President Lennart Meri and Boris Yeltsin signed the agreements that set the final deadline for Russian troops to leave Estonian soil. The date is now written clearly 31st of August, 1994. For many, it is difficult to believe. The soldiers, the bases, the uniforms, the long shadow of occupation, all of it is finally meant to end. Not immediately. Not without unease, but soon. Even in Tässi, far from the halls of diplomacy, people understand what it means. The country is not only changing its economy, its farms, its roads, and its factories. It is reclaiming the ground beneath its feet. And still, daily work continues. Waltteri and Arvo have left for the Netherlands, chasing knowledge about flowers, greenhouses, and a future Peeter still does not fully understand. At the peat fields, Peeter finds an old metal shelter, worn but useful. Together with Tunu, he moves it into place to protect the machines from rain and sun. It is not elegant, but it does the job. Elsewhere in Tässi, Nooa Tamm takes a decisive step. His sawmill expands on a scale no one expected. What began as a craftsman's dream now turns industrial, producing timber and building elements for construction companies. For Peeter, the meaning is clear. Wood is no longer only firewood, no longer charcoal, no longer small sails stacked beside the yard. It is construction, industry, growth. Perhaps it is time to stop thinking small. The peat market, meanwhile, proves wild and unpredictable. Prices shift quickly, and every delivery requires attention. One day patience pays. The next, delay costs money. The Ilves brothers face pressure of their own. Cash problems force them to postpone work on their own fields and take contract jobs for Fazer instead. And as August begins, rain moves in. The harvest is pushed back by several days. The fields wait. So does the country. Thursday, August 4th, 1994. Tässi stands between endings and beginnings.
Good morning, wonderful farming people, and welcome back to Vintage Survival Estonia episode 27 on Farming Simulator 25. So, it is a little bit harvest left. We started already at dawn and we've been doing it a couple of hours, and yeah, Waltteri and Arvo has left to Netherlands, and I immediately noticed that they are gone because I need to jump back and forth of this tractor, the baling, and then carting the grain for Tonu. So yeah, and he has to wait for me to change the tractors and get that thing empty. But it's a funny thing again, Today is gonna be like 35 degrees a little bit later, and it's already 18. So, but Tono will not give up on his denim wear. He is. It doesn't matter how hot it is. He has his denim jacket and jeans on. That is. He says that that's the only way to farm, like an American farmer. Really nice. Yeah, but I respect that. He just wants to roll with like that. Yeah, that's okay. And today I think we are going to sell some peat. It's a funny thing because it changed price again when we turn to August. So let's see here. This is, I still have the saving thing on because, yeah, it seems a little bit like that every time the update comes, the game goes a little bit more unstable. I don't know. But the prices, let's check out here. So peat first. So it has actually, you know, now it's October. I can't remember what it was. It was probably that winter time, the highest price. But the dry peat was supposed to be the best price on this month, but it isn't anymore. Look. -10. Storage bay, -10. I have never seen minus prices. God damn. That's cool. Crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. And 205 on there. But I want to test it out. I think I will. Indeed, but we get so much. But the peat fields are, you know, they are just, oh, what was that? Calendar. So, yeah, they are looking like we could next month do this again. I'm not driving here, so yeah, okay. Okay, I haven't got GPS, but I have the steering locked. Let's say like that. Yeah, so, and after this hand he's full again, so I need to stop there and go and empty him again. And Maria is actually doing his morning chores at the greenhouses, so she can't help us right now. Hopefully maybe later today. But I would like to sell that peat a little bit, just to test it out, the cores, and you know, you can see also is it working or not, because there's not much stuff to do now. But yeah, that is the thing. And Ilves Brothers has already started their rapeseed planting or sowing for the winter. Yeah, they are going full throttle, but yeah, they are a little bit on the money trouble. They run out of money, and yeah, they are struggling. But they are actually contracting now on this late season for the fodder, so that is a good thing. They're getting nice amount of cash out of that field work. Yeah. And also I did buy couple of pressure washers. I was starting to be a little bit fed up with this dirty equipment, and also, yeah, it wears them down too soon. So it's on that side now, but I'm just going to drive through the crop. I don't care. We gotta get this done. We still got that one field left. Well, look at this. I have pedal to the metal. He just stalled with the higher gear. Oh my god, is this going to break down also? Oh my, don't do this to me now. We'll just go here. Cut to the grain. Come on, Tom. Yeah. Yeah, and as you saw on the, I think on the intro, I found an old metal set for the peat area, and yeah, I get those equipment under the shelter, and we got it up with tonal. That was pretty easy job, not too bad. I think I will try it over there. Not too bad at all. And yeah, and yeah, and Nooa, he has a massive construction project. He is expanding his sawmill production and concentrating heavily on the building materials of wood. So I'm pretty happy for my friend. That's a pretty awesome thing. Alright, let's do this again. Yeah, this has been like this couple of hours now, and yeah, it's a little bit difficult, but yeah, what can you do? What can you do? And what else has been going on? Yeah, the Ilves brothers have yeah, and yeah, by the way, we are in August 4th now, because there was basically 3 days of rain here, and we couldn't start harvesting at all. That was, but yeah, we got time. No worries on that part. And I think we're gonna start get these bales away from the field and start, getting this field sorted. And I believe I'm gonna just put some grass in this guy. Yeah, and next month, September, we can start seeding barley and wheat. We're gonna go with those this year. Yeah, and on the end of this field, I built another straw barn. So that is already full. I used the loading wagon to fill it up. It took 120,000 liters. So we got a nice amount of loose straw now for the winter. That is really awesome. And actually the loading wagon is also full. So that is going to be emptied first. And yeah, but I'm not really sure how much straw we need, because yeah, we got new calf spawn just a few days ago, and new ones is coming in a month. So the cow herd is expanding rapidly, but yeah, that is a good thing, and hopefully we will be able to sell some of those Highland cows away, get some money out of those. Maybe purchase now more with that new animal trailer. We can take 18 at a time, so that's pretty awesome stuff. And pallets have been going in on the storage for the winter from the greenhouses and orchards. I sold 30,000 worth of products to the roadside. They are there for sale, and then I bought just a wee bit of tractor. Let's go and quickly, so I have a time for this. I have, yeah. So yeah, Volvo. Just I needed one more, the little one to hold this compost and organic waste and things like that to the small shops. So this was not too bad. This combination was like 16,000, so not bad. Really good condition. Only 10 hours in this. Yeah, it works fine here. And I think that is it. That is it for now. And we will continue now this, make the rest of that strip, get those bales out of here, and first obviously do this one. And we got a lot of oats now for our seed. We don't have to buy any seed, and obviously next spring the greenhouses take quite a lot of that. But yeah, now also the cucumbers have been stopped, so there's only one greenhouse, and those big ones in working, producing. Yeah, and we'll see how long we can get from those orchards. And he's full again. I need to stop there, but you don't have to watch this. I think we are going to see on the peat loading area. Let's try and remember not to sell on that minus storage bay. So yeah, and we have purchased a new truck, or reserved, and we haven't paid it yet, so that needs to be paid and get that here. And we at least I'm gonna sell that much that you know, we are even Steven with that truck price. Yeah, but I will see you a little bit late. Okay guys, welcome back, and it is 13th of August. We have had a lot of rain, so I don't know how long is it? 10 days, maybe 9 days. Yeah, so but now we got a new truck, and yeah, and by the way, I made a purchase. Let's just turn here. We got a new truck, and let's start hauling a little bit that peat. So that one, but I don't know. This was a little bit strange thing, because this is a 10,000 liter slurry spreader. So we were quite full of slurry on this barn here, or pasture. So before I had that 3.2 thousand liter Russian tanker, I could fertilize the whole field on this guy. But now with that bigger one, we got only this much. I don't know. Why is it consuming so much? I don't know. But it is. But yeah, 21,000 liters goes into this truck, and let's see how does this work at all. But I am guessing that it won't. I'm guessing that it won't go through, because this fence is an issue with us, because the worker doesn't like it at all. So yeah, it's usually coming in it doesn't work, but going out it works just fine. But we'll see. So let's just, and rain is coming also again. But let's see if we could then sell some of this stuff. And yeah, it's pretty. I probably need to build a road somewhere there through by that field. And I don't know. We'll see. So let's just start loading this and put the worker in. A few trees. Oh, a few trees are over there still. Or I could make a road from here, probably straight to the main road. Oh no, not this guy. This one. We'll see what I come up with. But I really need to get the worker going and selling it. That is pretty much the main thing. Hopefully this will work, this loader. I don't know, Tässi. I haven't tested it all, so we'll see. But it's I think the peat is pretty light, so it should work. 5,000 liters. Yeah, it will work just fine. The 10,000 liter bucket would be probably too much, and it actually doesn't. Yeah, this works just fine. It doesn't work with these. It only works with the new Volvo. Was it LH120 or what was it? 5,003 liters. Yeah, not too bad. Little bit over 4 scoops. Yeah, but the price is pretty low. It's like, what is it? 200. But that said, a little bit, news from the channel. So, as you probably have seen, channel membership, I established that, and that actually gives a possibility to, and also the Nitrado Partnership. But the channel membership is the thing. Obviously, you know, the normal things get the early access for the videos, but also help me develop the channel. I have quite little bit plans to how do I go forward with this, but it's obviously the next step forward anyway. But I would like to give you get you guys involved on these stories that I make, and the channel membership makes it basically possible. So yeah, if you want to support, then come play with me and make, you know, develop these stories. So as we speak, I am putting up the first server, which is going to be continuance from here. So you will, if you want, you can be a part of it, you know. But I'm not gonna reveal too much of that where we're going. But yeah, you'll see then. But that is one thing that if you want to support, and if you are planning to get your own server, you should, if you want, click my affiliate link and get decent priced server. I think they are not. It's like starting from under €6 4-slot server, so per month. So not too bad. The price is decent, I think so. And also the it's more even less in dollars. But yeah. And by the way, back to the farm. I got bales, 40 bales from those 2 fields, and then I got old harvest. It was 99,205 liters. So do I need to move that tractor? Let's move this guy away just a piece. Maybe I will upturn these So just in case, but what I've been doing with these, I've been just pushing them like so to the storage. Let's just put them away. I probably should, at some point maybe I need to move this firewood production to another place or get rid of it. I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of labor intensive, but we'll see, because we are getting pretty far away from that those trees now. Yeah, okay, now let's check out this worker thing. So create job and deliver to Tamm's, I think, Hulgimug wholesale, and loading position will be that. Where we are, that's good. Let's try it from there and go. Please work. Go now. Usually it goes a little bit faster when you know, you jump out of the vehicle. Yeah, look at that. Sweet. But coming back is the thing. Let's jump in and take a look, because this would be a really good thing. Then I could get a second truck and get things working. I only need to then just load the trucks and they will go. Oh my god, don't be like that. Yeah, there it is. I don't know, do I need to get rid of the fence? Maybe. Damn. So there's the first thing over there. Let's try it again. God damn it. I knew it, that the fence will be an issue. I could get rid of it. It doesn't serve any purpose now. And it's, you know, just the old memories. Then probably the coming back would work also. It's possibility, because yeah, I think that's pretty crucial thing to get this work. Yeah, maybe we will just see. It's boring, but let's see, does it work? Boring but exciting. Yeah, but also on the channel membership thing, I am thinking about, you know, get a little closer, you know, on the civil life, behind the scenes thing. So I'm kind of a, you know, thinking about that, sharing some videos that from my area where I live, and how do I edit these videos and things like that. But no face really reveal. That is the line. I want to go like Dago goes. You know. All right. And actually, you can see the Nooa's new sawmill. That is pretty awesome stuff. Let's see, the 4,000. Well, yeah, okay, 4,000. So, that's okay. So it would be like 8,000. Let's see. Look at that. Now it stops here. Probably because of the fence. Yeah, because of the fence. Okay, I think I will get rid of it for the next episode. Yeah, that's the thing. But at least it works. I will drive this back myself, and you can see the sawmill. It's pretty cool. It looks actually quite like a Finnish design, and I believe the model is Finnish who have done that. And you can it's pretty cool because you can drive the truck inside and load it there. So that is pretty awesome. Yeah.
By mid-August, the farm begins changing again. The old concrete fence is finally torn down. It had stood there for too long, heavy, grey, and useless. To Peter, it no longer protects anything. At most, it reminds people of a prison. And that is not the kind of memory he wants around the Kingset farm anymore. But removing old things also reveals new problems. The traffic to the farm is growing heavier. Peat deliveries, construction materials, livestock transport, timber loads, all of it begins to strain the old road leading into the yard. Peter understands that if the trucks keep coming this way, the road will not survive. A new proper access road is no longer just an improvement, it is becoming necessary. Meanwhile, fieldwork continues without pause. Grass sowing begins, and the first fields are prepared for winter wheat and barley. Summer is still present, but the farm is already thinking about autumn. And somewhere beyond Estonia, Waltteri and Arvo are nearing the end of their journey in the Netherlands. Soon, they will return home. With stories, with knowledge, and perhaps with ideas that may change the future of the farm more than Peter expects. Episode 28 begins. And if you want to support the channel and become part of the next Cobbler Farm story, channel memberships are now open. You can get early access to new videos, behind-the-scenes updates, and join the Cobbler Farm's multiplayer world as a farm hand or farm owner. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.